Hey everybody, how you doing? Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about conflict resolution within a band situation, or maybe just a creative partnership, things like that. You're always going to have some kind of conflict situation, I think, when you bring together a group of people who are all working towards a mostly common goal, but who are all individuals and are going to have differing points of view on things, no matter what. Um, and so what I mean by that is, a band is essentially it's a relationship. It's just like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever else kind of situation, except multiplied. Sometimes by 3, 4, 5, whatever. And what that means is that you're going to have a group of people who come together who have mostly common goals, but who all have their individual points of view on things, and it's going to affect things. So, I ran into this recently in one of my creative partnerships that I do, where there was just a disagreement about a gig, and it led to a lot of heated conversation, and it made me think a lot about this. So, um, a few of the things that I think are just really important when it comes to working in a band or any kind of creative situation. The first thing I think is communication. It's incredibly important to just talk to each other. It's good to know each other's goals and things like that. When I went into being the drummer for Vertigo Venus, it was really important for me as I talked with them. I said, it's really important to me that everyone wants to be successful at doing this. And then we kind of all had to define what success was for us. For me, I just want to be able to make enough money to live off of making my music. And we pretty much all see eye to eye on that. We have larger aspirations, but, our core goals are pretty much the same. And I think that's a really important thing. So, when you go into to set up, to just do something, a band or whatever with somebody as it progresses, I think it's really good to talk about just what your goals are, what you want out of it. Do you want money? Do you want fame? Do you want notoriety? Do you just want to play music? Stuff like this is important because if other people that you work with don't necessarily feel the same way, you'll find out, and sometimes you'll find out at inopportune times. So communication is really important, just about things like that, goals. It's also very important to communicate about what's going on in your life. If work, your personal life, whatever, is more important than playing music, being in a band, whatever, it's important to talk about those things and be able to put it forward to these people that you work with. And it's important on the flip side for those people that you're talking to be able to have an understanding of where you're coming from. And so that brings me to my next point, which is that it's, I think, really important to be sympathetic to the situation of the people that, these people who you are friends with, business partners with, whatever it may be, and be able to listen to what they say, put yourself in their shoes, think of where they're coming from, and then when you respond in a way that is constructive and try to avoid arguing, because band arguments are ugly. I think it's also important that everybody work with each other's schedule. If you have to keep a calendar of everyone's, goings on and things like that, that's important, because if, your drummer books a gig and he says, all right, guys, I booked us a gig, and, now two of the members say, no, I can't do that, I got this going on, whatever else, you can get into an argument over that. So it's important to pay attention, I think, to each other's schedules, know when you work, and be in communication about, all right, this is going on in my life, I really can't gig out for a period of time, things like that. And have that communication and be able to have it go back and forth, leave the door open so that everybody can talk about that, whatever it may be. And then I think one of the last most important things is how to deal with conflict, because you're always going to run into it no matter how good you are at these things. Like I say, I think being sympathetic is really one of the biggest things. If someone in the band is upset about something, listen first before reacting, and be able to put yourself into their shoes. But they should also understand that you're going to have a point of view that is probably going to differ from theirs, because you're individuals, and that's the reason that you work well together. because you're individuals. And so it's important to be able to be sympathetic and see each other's point of view, but to respect those point of view either way. You can't just come off as I'm right and you're not, because that's not going to work. That's really about it. You know, if you have anything you want to add, feel free, please, to email me, brian@fwank.net, leave a comment, whatever it may be. I think that this is pretty important stuff, and you're going to run into it a lot, especially as you get more popular, get more gigs, make more money, things like that. You know, that's really important stuff, and it's always going to come up. So think about it, and I hope it helps you. Take care. To gain victory.